Brothers podcast, a Five Pillars of Mad Monolith production.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers, sisters, friends and foes out there, and welcome to another episode of the Blood Brothers podcast with your host Dilly Hussain and my co-host
Aki Hussain. Assalamu alaikum everyone.
And today we have a special guest. As you all know, all our guests are special, but today's guest is truly special. It's the first time we've actually met him. He's a producer, a director, a spoken word artist, an actor, mashallah, never ending accolades, and that's brother Muslim Belal.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Wa alaikum salam.
Jazakallah khair for honouring us with your presence,
No problem, it's a pleasure,
Respect for that. Now, want to warm today's podcast up by presenting a scenario to you, right?
And that scenario is, so let's set the scene. The scene is that we're going on a boat ride. We're on a ship. You're on there for a week.
On your own.
You're on your own. However, there's going to be some options for you to keep you entertained, to keep you socialized. And we're going to give you these options and tell us your choices between the two, yeah?
Alright, cool, I'm ready.
Let's do
So to
this.
start with, let's decorate this ship. So this ship is going to have a flag so that it's identified. And it's your choice. It's going to have a GB flag or it's going to have a flag of Jamaica. Which one would you choose?
Jamaica.
All
Moving
right.
on swiftly.
Yeah.
From a creative perspective, if you had to make a choice between two, films or books?
Like you had a little library on the ship, a library of books or a library of films?
I'm gonna go books.
Okay. So you want to keep yourself fit for a week. Make a choice between having a treadmill or a cross trainer. What would you choose?
Treadmill.
Okay. So you got a television, but you can only choose one of two channels. Islam channel or Iman channel. Which one would you go for?
Iman channel.
Okay. So you can have a choice between two very, very famous, prominent rappers who are late. They're no longer with us. Tupac or
Tupac.
Biggie. You're going for Tupac
Straight away.
There we go. Moving on swiftly. He's the first person on the ship. Okay. You're going to have a choice between two very, very famous West Indian athletes in cricket. Brian Lara or Chris Gale.
Brian Lara.
Of course.
Don't know. Of course, it's
So you're going to have someone in the artistic field who are also Muslim with you, and you're going to make a choice between Omar Isa or Zayn Bika. Who's joining you on the ride?
Zayn's the OG, innit?
Okay. So we've got Brian Lara, and we've got OGs, Tupac, Zayn Bika, and we've got one and only Brian Lara. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. The national dish of Jamaica is ackee and saltfish. So if you had to
And
make a
that's what I'm
choice,
choosing.
it's choosing. Yeah, it's done.
100%.
It's
You not even have a goat curry.
I don't even need to hear
You
anything
don't need to hear
else.
nothing, okay.
Ackee and saltfish, my favourite
all
dish.
day, every day
With
for
hard
7 days.
food, boiled
Lovely.
dumplings, yam, banana, that's it.
Come on. Okay, moving on now. You have to make a choice between these two influential and social media personality, but they're also funny when they want to be.
And they're keeping you company for 7 days.
Oh, so bear that in mind. You got 7 days of these characters, yeah? Ali Dawah or Smile to Jannah. Who you choosing?
I might take Ali with me.
Yeah.
I love Zishan, Smile to Jannah.
Yeah.
But it's too comical. I don't know if I'm a like introvert.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could deal with all those jokes
For a week.
for a week.
Yeah, we're gonna get
So
seasick.
I'm gonna take Ali because me and Ali can have a reason, like talk
Okay.
about the marriage documentary and all that. Like, we can
Lovely.
still.
Still with that marriage.
Ali's on
Do you
board.
know what though? I known Zishan for years. You know, I might have to take Zish, you know, because he's from Streatham,
He's from your neck of the woods.
Okay.
from
Yeah,
my
yeah,
neck
yeah,
of
he's
the
local.
woods.
Yeah.
You know what? Sorry, I'm taking Smile
He's
to
local,
Jannah.
brother.
That's
Ali,
it. Ali
Ali,
got
sorry,
dropped.
bro, 11th hour cancellation.
I
You know
was
how it is.
picking, but I'm taking Zish.
You
Zish
know,
is,
it happens, bro. Lots
and
of
there's a little
cancellations.
secret about mine and Smile to Jannah's relationship.
Okay.
Like when I first started recording
Yeah.
Streets to Islam, Guns N' Roses, Judgment Day, Like a Soldier, like back over 10 years ago, I recorded them and just put them on a CD and pull it out. But I never made any videos, and then all of a sudden I saw all my videos on YouTube with this great like introductions, Halal Dawah Records,
Easy.
like a so I'm a Muslim, and I was like, bro, who's posting this stuff? And they're
Yeah.
getting loads of views. And
That was
I
Zishan.
saw Zishan in the mosque, and he's
Mashallah.
like, that's me posted your videos.
Mashallah.
That's how I met him. So yeah, I got for that. I got to roll with him.
You're on,
You're on board, man.
You're
You
on
had
board, bro. You're on board.
You had this
Yeah.
journey. You had this boat trip. Last one. It's gonna be a hard one. I
It
reckon.
is a difficult
It's
one.
not gonna be a Brian Lara or Ackee and Saltfish situation here.
Yeah.
So you're gonna choose between probably the most prominent guest you're gonna have on your ship, the great Malcolm X or the great Muhammad Ali.
Rahimahullah.
I'm bringing Malcolm X.
Yeah, no.
I'm bringing Malcolm X.
Wicked.
Come on.
What a boat trip.
What about
That's
you,
a serious ship right there.
You got Aki and Saltfish, you got a treadmill.
You got Malcolm on, you got some exercise, you got Zishan doing some editing.
Right, Zishan, wow. You could bring a camera. Zishan knows that he filmed one of my videos.
Yeah.
The searching video, that's him.
Wicked.
Yeah, with me and Castillo.
Wicked.
Yeah.
On that now, right? You've just finished a tour, if I'm correct, on the book and the upcoming film Faith. Am I correct? And how's that coming along?
Yeah, all is well. All is well. It's overwhelming. I'm very fortunate, grateful to be in the position I'm in, that I've actually, in this lifetime, which could be very short, able to do a book and a feature film. Like, just looking at my life and my journey, my upbringing, where I come from, that's a massive achievement to say I got to a stage where I done my own book and I directed a feature film at a high level. So yeah, nothing's easy, but I don't think how difficult the task is should ever stop us from trying to go ahead with the task or make us think, I'm not ready for that or not. We gotta like accept the challenge and just tackle it. So the book's out now. That's available.
Where can people find it? Amazon.
That's available on Shahada Productions, because Shahada Productions is where you can see information about the film.
Yeah.
So I'm directing traffic there. They could purchase the book and they could see information about the film, the making of, behind the scenes, and where we're at. And then the film is not complete. We're like 80% complete because it's not just filmed in the UK.
Egypt as well, right?
We're filming in Egypt, yeah. So we've got the final bits to film in Egypt, which we'll be doing early this year, and then it's all about release.
And are you hopeful about its dissemination? Like, are you hopeful for the kind of support that you're expecting the film's gonna get?
Do you know, like, I don't really. You see me, I'm not one of them people that has high expectations. When you hope too much for something,
you get
if you don't get it, you set yourself up for disappointment.
That's right.
Fair enough.
So, like, you know those type of people who they're watching who's helping or who's sharing their latest work. And I noticed he didn't share my latest project, and you didn't do this and you didn't that. You spend your whole time disappointed in people and making up quotes about cut people off because they don't help you when you're there. I ain't really into all of that. No one don't have to share my work. I've never, the amount of times I've received messages saying, could you post and share my this, or could you help with that? I just do my work with sincerity and to the best of my ability, and I let the work speak for itself. I think if it's good, it can't be ignored. So my focus is on just creating great things. And then once I did my job, I leave the rest with destiny. If I did my job and I know I done it 100% with sincerity and I done it my best and my intentions were pure and it was good, then the guidance is, the blessings can come from Allah, if anything. And that's when it will just, like, before you know it, you wake up and you're like, wow, look, everyone's talking about it, it's spread, it's shit. And that for me is more organic than asking people. Like, people, I'm not going to do a campaign, this is my newest film, my newest project, I need everyone to support it, this is what the community needs, we need films like this, can everyone please share it, because if it does well, then listen, no one don't have to share anything. If the film's good, the film's going to do good. So just
do the work and see how it
Let
works.
the quality speak for itself.
Let the quality speak for itself, and let people make honest decisions without pressure.
Fair enough. Now, Faith is about, if I'm correct, bro, it's about your life.
My journey, not
your
my
journey.
life.
Your journey, then,
Yeah.
Your journey from road to Deen to Egypt, in short.
In short, yeah.
Okay. Now, you've done a lot of spoken word, you've done a lot of lectures, you've done a lot of talks that more or less discusses this journey. So what makes Faith as a book and then as a film any different to what you've already delivered over the years?
It's very different because it's not me speaking. It is a film, and reach is one of the main differences as well. Like, for example, I might go and do a talk in Malaysia. There's 500 people in the audience. I go and do a talk in South Africa. There's a few hundred people. I go to Canada, I've done America, I've done France, Spain, I've done all over the world these talks. Now, every time I do those talks, for me, I done it already, maybe last week, maybe I done it yesterday. For the organizer of events, he's always organizing events, maybe he's heard it 10 times. But every time I do that talk, there's someone or people in that crowd that come up to me and say, wow, that just done this to me, or that just done that to me. They've never heard it before. So we're in a box, and what we got to realize is the world is big, and it's a lot bigger than that box. And the box might have heard it, but there's a big world out there. And this is now taking it to the next level of if it's something that's had major impact on people within the box, then I need to share it with the rest of the world. Because it might have major impact on the rest of the world. And how do I do that? The world ain't coming to the talks. And the truth is, the world we're trying to reach, it definitely ain't coming to the talks. And we got to understand there's a market out there. It's like I went to an event the other day, and it was a great turnout because there was at least 4,000 people there. But I took a good look at that audience, and I could see the parents and the kids that the parents are still responsible for. As in the kids that are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, where their parents have said, we're going to this event. But there was a gap. The children that are no longer still have to go with their mum and dad.
Yeah.
The 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28-year-olds that are not really practicing, they're not in that event. There's a 10-year, like you could say, like from 18 to 28, 17 to 27, whatever. There's a gap. There's a range of people absent. Absent. They don't even know that event exists. It's not in their world.
Why do you feel that demographic is absent?
Because it's not a part of their world, and they don't find that doesn't appeal to them. There's no appeal. That doesn't appeal to them. Like, just there's a gap, and we have to bridge that gap between them and the organizers. Do you understand? But that world, they definitely know Netflix, and they are watching series. We're in the era now where people are series connoisseurs. Everyone's at home. What series are you on now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm on this series. I'm on that series. What have you watched next? Bam! Everyone's banging out series.
I've got 5 series on the move.
Like, this is it. They're
confused.
There's certain series where they're so invested into that series. I've seen someone watching a series and they're on episode, like they've watched so many episodes. I said, so basically you're in that world and the real world. You're in two worlds.
Real world part-time.
But so this is how much people are investing into series. Like people are like, even when they're running out of every series, then they're taking to Instagram and put in what's good to watch. Like they need a new series. It's like a fix. So that world, come on. If I've got a connection with that market, I've probably had about 6-7 films already on Netflix. I need to if I could put that story into a film and put it out on that network or in that market, it'd
be massive.
I have to. I have to do that. Because I've got that's the reach. I need that reach.
So I know before we started filming, you said that you can't really give a time or a deadline of when you think Faith will be out. Is there kind of a broader kind of deadline that you...
Yeah, this year before the summer.
Inshallah.
I'd say this year before the summer.
Probably the premiere before 2020 summer, yeah?
Premieres is not run by myself. That's more a distributor thing, a marketing thing. But the premiere will be within the week before the release, basically.
Sure. Now, look, I'm going to ask you a frank question, Bilal Akhi, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you get bored of discussing the same topics?
No, do you know why?
How do you creatively deliver the same thing in different...
It depends what it is. So
there's 3 topics, if I may. The 3 topics that are generally associated with your public work, yeah? Correct me if I'm wrong, B, yeah? Right. So your story, your conversion story, the kind of road life to deen, racism that you've experienced from the Muslim community after becoming Muslim, And third one is about the kind of industry itself, acting, music, and that kind of industry, and kind of your not temptation, but a kind of pull towards that.
Experience you had in that.
Yeah.
Alright, so first one, my story, conversion story, street life to Islam. I would never get bored of that. Never, ever, ever. For as long as, if we go in my DMs, every day there's still 15 messages, 25 messages, 30 messages one day, like emails. As long as someone out there is still saying, I've been telling that story for 10 years. Today, I receive a message. I watched one of your films, and I've always loved your work in film. But then I love your work so much, I researched you. And then I saw in your real life that you're actually a Muslim, and this is what your real life's like. So I started watching your story on YouTube.
Mad.
Bro, when I saw your story, and they're talking about how it's impacted them. I won't go into it. But that's today. So I can't say, I've told it for 10 years, I'm done with that now. No way. When I say there's certain deeds that we kind of need. Like, you can't throw them away.
And your story's one of them, yeah?
I need that.
Yeah, of course.
I can't throw that away. I can't afford to throw it away. It's like I haven't got enough money to start throwing away money. I ain't got enough deeds to start throwing away deeds. And what it is for as long as there's a need, as long as I know there's that young boy who's me, what I was, who's struggling, battling with decision making, with where he wants to go with his life. As long as that young boy still exists, I need to still tell my story. But I keep it as that, just my story. I'm only talking from a personal level. And with that, and the same with the industry, because I know there's the same. The young boys are out there battling Deen, Faith, music industry, film industry, wanting to be celebrities. There's people battling in this field.
So there's a need for it.
I have to keep telling my story because, and answering, and I can't get bored of it because it could be having a great impact on someone else.
What about
the racism thing? I got bored of that.
Okay.
I get bored of that, and then it is because, and this is not knocking no one, but it's not really something I overly speak on or I overly even care about. But I feel like it gets attention. So let's say, for example, we could talk for an hour, but if you ask me about, I've never brought up racism. People ask me about it.
Okay.
I got one poem where I mentioned just the truth because I'm telling my story. It was hard to get married because of but that's it. It's just a little quick mention. I talk about loads of other stuff. But then when they want to talk about that, we might talk about it for 5 minutes in a 1 hour discussion. And then I might see the video is, they didn't accept me because I'm black, because that's going to get views. I didn't choose that as to be the quote. Do you understand? So it's like, man will use that because
a snippet became a headline.
That snippet becomes a headline. That the headline could have been so many other things. Like, I ain't even overly experienced racism like that. I've been in a couple situations. I've been Muslim for like nearly 20 years. And there's only been a couple situations. That's it. I've had experience of not getting married because I'm divorced. Nah, they've refused me because I'm divorced. Do you understand? Or they refused me because I got my Samaya. Like, there's many different reasons why people won't. But that's one of them. But it's not something I make a big deal out of. But then when the video comes out, they refused to black. They put that big quote, blah, 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 and they use that clip. They use that clip when they're promoting coming soon. Yeah. And then I think it's because of the colour of my skin. And it's just that bit, coming soon.
Have you ever kicked off about that?
No, I don't kick off about it because it's not like...
It wasn't done maliciously.
No, it's not done maliciously at all. So anybody, if you've done that, don't feel like I'm coming at you because I know for a fact, anyone who has done it or any of those podcasts that did do it, if I said to them, brother to brother, I don't want that, they'd 100% say, alright, cool, let's not do that.
Cool, fair enough.
Like, they're not trying to create no problem or nothing. They just found that bit was touching, maybe, and interesting, and maybe it touched them, and it was powerful for them, so they wanted to use that. But for me, I'm just saying that's the only area.
It's one of the many things you shared.
Because I don't want to feel like if I go into a space and let's say there's loads of Arabs or Asians, as soon as I went to that space, the first thing they think of, he's been a victim of racism from us. He's maybe got a chip on his shoulder.
He's hurt.
When really, I've experienced more love than hate.
Alhamdulillah.
So
Alhamdulillah, man. That's
I'm
wicked
not
to know.
really like got some big chip on my shoulder or even thinking about it. Like,
No, that's wicked to know. But look, since now that you've actually said that racism isn't even a topic which you necessarily speak about a lot or specialize on, right? But it just happens to be because of one or two mentions in a talk,
As a
right?
result of like some life experiences
Yeah.
you've had over a long period of time.
So overwhelmingly, you've not necessarily experienced anti-black racism from the black or Arab community.
I've not really because the truth is, listen, it's like I've received a lot of love, like a lot of love. I've also experienced racism, and I can see it's evident, clear as day, it exists. But I don't think I'm the one shedding light on that. I just think it's a fact. Like everyone can see it exists, innit? Like it's just a fact. Like but I'm not the activist or the one trying to make change on that.
Yeah.
I think that change needs to happen from within. Do you understand?
From within those respective
communities. Yeah. So I'm not that activist speaking out like it's just not my role, my position.
Yeah.
Everyone is like one big puzzle and we're all trying to do different things within that puzzle. I'm taking care of a different field.
Fair enough.
Bring them young street kids to me that are struggling on the roads and struggling with street life. I want to take care of that situation. This guy here, he's good with politics. This guy, don't come to me with the politics. Don't talk to me about this and your thoughts on Brexit. It's not my field. Everyone is good in different areas. And that's how, when we come together, and when the problems arise, is when people try to venture into other areas, which is not for them.
When they step out of their lanes,
Yeah, like that's when it gets messy.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to my area, what I know. I come from a council estate in South London. I grew up around crime and violence and badness, and I converted to Islam. So if you're saying there's a group of people who are suffering from crime and violence, etc., then you need to really say to me, deal with them. You should be the one speaking to them. You can deal with them. Or if there's people in the entertainment industry, deal with them. That's my field. That's where I can speak to the people in the language they understand. I can maybe do that. If you say it's politics, you might say, listen, call low key.
Yeah.
Low key can deal with the politics.
Yeah.
You understand? If it's someone wants to learn Islam, go to the scholars. They're the ones teach them that. If someone wants to, there's a different field, and I think everyone should deal with their area.
Respect. So on the issue of road life, being on road, for our viewers and listeners, and even those who listen to the Rerouted podcast I spoke briefly about my life before becoming practicing and being involved in gangs and road life for some years, and before man fixed up and then had some very close calls with the authorities. Given that life, right, and given that music which reflects that lifestyle, I would say that right now grime is having its golden era in the UK. Would you agree?
In terms of its reach,
I would say grime is having a golden era right now.
as being mainstream.
Grime, Afrobeats, British rap.
British music. Is like that kind of world.
Yeah.
Because grime is like, for me, it's a particular lane, innit? It's that.
Okay, fine. Afrobeats, grime, and British rap, British hip hop. It's having its gold. I think it's.
I know what you mean.
I think it's having its golden era, right?
Yeah, it is.
So on one of our podcasts, we had our dads on. Yeah, our dads on, and we spoke to him about, look, you were part of a gang. You were part of the gas gang from Brixton, and then you got into music. And I asked him, what is the solution? Like, if Boris Johnson came to you, instead of putting like anti-knife messages on chicken and chips boxes, if that's not the way forward, but you had a way to address knife crime amongst youth, what would you say it was? He said, look, open up more studios, right? And I know that's a sentiment which is held by a number of grime artists, rappers, and so forth.
Yeah, he basically said, look, let young boys and girls get their creative juices going and give them some activity that they call Unite on.
Yeah, so when they're not in the studios, they're not stabbing one another, right?
Yeah.
Now, given that there is a fair number of Muslim grime artists and rappers, without mentioning any names, right? If you know any personally, again, without mentioning names, how do you overcome giving them the nasiha and the advice that perhaps continuing with that industry may not be the right thing for reform? Or you just say to let them be in their own, let them find their own feet in their own journeys. Like how can if a man was part of a gang, and he's given up that life and he's gone into the studio to rap about that life, I find that I find it problematic.
As in, that's the source of creativity.
Yeah, but no, what it is rap is an expression.
Okay.
So the reason why when they're in that studio and they're rapping about that life is because that's what they're experiencing. They're expressing their feelings on what they're going through. Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at the more successful artists, they're no longer knee deep, and they're no longer rapping about all that violence and all that.
That's true.
Yes, because they're rapping about what they're experiencing now. A lot of the successful artists talk about when you get money, people say you changed, or you find out who your friends are, because that's what they're experiencing now.
But to begin with, they do talk about
because that's what they're experiencing. So everyone talks about rap is real. And everyone talks about what they're actually going through. So if you go and bring a kid off the estate and say, come in the studio, he's gonna rap about, I got to carry it with me every day. I feel lost without it, because that's what he's feeling like now. And it's a transition that they're going through. And then those who make it out of it through that music, that's why they're going into that studio. When the man's saying build the studios to get them off the street, because he's thinking, get them off the street, put them in the studio. When they're in the studio, they might be able to make some money. This is the thing we're talking about, is money. And once they start making money, they no longer have to be within that environment. The steps are, they move to a different area. They can afford to now live outside of that locality where they grew up and was raised, and where every day they're not only a victim of their surroundings, they're a victim of their friends and peers are calling them. You might say, I'm going to go straight now. I'm not going to cause trouble with anybody. But your friend phones you, I think he just tried to lick man in my face. We need to...
Yes, you
now you got to go with your friend.
Yeah.
So you're still in. Even if you're trying to be out. So the first thing is they make that money and they come out of that environment. Once they're out of that environment, they're living in a better area now. They're making more money. They're coming away. They're helping their friends. They're inspiring their peers around them to do things. Like one of the friends might have come with them to Radio 1 when they're doing an interview, and then he's sitting out thinking, boy, I could be that guy, or I could be this, or this. They're exposed to a whole new world, and then they start changing until it's no longer about all that street stuff. Eventually, like it gets to that place. So that's how it is. And what we're learning from this is not really just about building the more studios. That's what they know, innit? It's about creating alternatives. That's what he's saying in a nutshell. Create an alternative to keep them off the street.
Provide opportunities.
The studio is what he knows. That's why he's using that as an example.
Sure.
That's what's helped him, and that's what's helped so many people he's seen around him. So what we got to show is people can see evidently the success stories from that music. We need to expose evidence of other success stories.
Which is what we said, remember? Now,
they might look at me and say, evidently MB was making films, and I might want to make films. But let's look at this now. If they say, Umar Issa gave up music and done nasheeds, he just put out a post the other day saying he's broke.
Yeah, he did.
I ain't making no money from nasheeds and poetry or telling my story, really. So if that's all I'm doing, I'm going to sound broke still. Does that mean they're going to be inspired to do that? They might say, how could do you understand?
Yeah.
How can we be the inspiration? And this is the problem. We're not investing in this. No one doing the, let's say, the Islamic, trying to do more Islamic kind of work is being invested in.
The industry.
We ain't got an industry.
So you're saying...
We didn't even make it industry.
Yeah, so Omar Issa said the same thing.
We didn't even make it.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't even exist. And that is mad. That's ludicrous that we didn't even make it industry. because really and truly, within boundaries, it should have been a thing. Like, we should have created alternatives. There should have been, like, you said to me earlier, what TV station do you want to pick on the boat? Iman channel or Islam channel? I'm thinking of where my friends are. But if I based it on the channels, I'm thinking, boy, they're both as boring as each other. Do you understand? That's the truth.
True,
no
yeah.
offense to all my friends,
the brothers,
but they're both as boring as each other.
not.
Like,
It's not.
I'm saying, what, you might as well give me a Netflix.
Yeah, we wrote
and
those
I'm
two.
even saying that. And or you might as well give me that the National Geographic, like something where I can watch something interesting.
Especially if it's 7 days.
I know
boat
there's
ride, bro.
7 days on the boat, and I just got to watch a guy on the sofa
That's right. Yeah.
talking with his guests today, talking like. So we never invested in any of our industries, and I feel like our industry, and this is my honest truth.
Yeah.
I love so many people, but I got to speak my truth and what I've seen from where I'm standing. We take from the people our industry. You see, in the mainstream world, there's a game of give and take. So don't get me twisted. They're taking, but they're giving. So with us, we only take. We've got, let me land that we've got TV stations.
Yeah.
But they're not there to give out anything to anyone. Like, well, we're providing something great for you all to watch. They're just there to, as like, it's almost like they've been set up to fundraise. They're just there all year round. They're just trying to
Same
do
thing.
any kind of show.
They survive from fundraising.
Survive any show they can
survive
put on,
fundraising.
just to make it to Ramadan when they can fundraise and
Yeah,
make
yeah.
that real money.
Bam.
Like, entire channels are formatted like that, bro.
And then
Yeah.
the events is all set up so they can have that half an hour segment of fundraising. You think that event is so people can come and learn or have fun, or we're creating an alternative? No, it's so we can fundraise. Everything's to take from the people.
Have you ever given this advice to the brothers?
No, but
in the
I'm saying
industry?
we need to give, because if you're not giving nothing, you're just taking. Take. There's nothing to give.
But one could argue then that, look, there is an industry, right? But that industry and those who have smashed it in that industry have done it as a result of certain compromises. So instrument-based nasheeds.
That's not our industry. That's a mainstream thing still.
Okay, so
I'm saying, again, that is, I'm saying the Islamic industry. What they've done there is they've followed the model of the mainstream industry, and you can see the benefits from it. Let's say, for example,
Dean Squad.
forget Dean Squad. Let's look at
Maher
Zain,
Yeah.
Harris J.
Yeah, God, Lord. Yeah.
Let's look at these kind of people where it's like they got a reach. You can see, right, there's a young kid here. He's got reach. He's got appeal. Young Muslims love him. Let's take him in. Let's package him, polish him, put him in the studio,
Brand it up.
get help, brand him, invest in him,
Yeah.
and put him out there. Look at what you've done. Thousands and thousands and thousands of records sold.
Massive.
And when you invest in something, it does, and they made money from it. They actually made money from it. And the same with Maher Zain, the same with Sami Yusuf. Now, what I'm saying is, when you do something like that, it's actually an investment. It comes back. Now, I'm saying, that obviously with them awakening, they stick to the music artists, the ones who use music still. That's their decision. So I'm saying, within the Islamic world, we got a problem with music. We don't know, is it that? There's a problem, but there's no solutions. All right. So if they've found if you got an artist now, like Omar Isa or Muslim Belal, whatever, who's this is an artist who's not using no music, he's speaking about stuff that are beneficial, blah blah blah. You grab that artist and package him and do something properly with him, it will also go much bigger. Because look how big it went with no one. That's just with me. I never had any support system. So imagine how much reach. I'm in the mainstream industry. Mainstream artists tell me they don't get as much bookings as me.
Mad.
You get, and that's with no, do you understand? Imagine it's packaged in it and all that as well. But we don't, I told you, we don't give nothing, because that would mean having to give. We're just there to take.
Yeah.
And they'll take from me in a sense where they'll say, we'll put you on the flyer for our next event because you might help us get people in the hall so we can fundraise when they get to the hall.
Yeah.
That's all it's about. It's not about me. They don't even care about, like,
What you saying?
am I saying anything What's my what am I doing? They don't care. They're just like, as long as we can put you on
The name of the
Does you get bums on
and
seats?
you can get the bums on seats. That means we can sell this amount of tickets and fundraise, and that's all we care about.
So if you can give one piece of advice to brothers and sisters who are economically affluent, who support and
Well, the capacity to do
what you just
what you
asked.
basically said when it comes to giving and supporting an industry.
Listen, I can't advise.
you can't give someone.
All I'm saying is, what it is it takes for someone to care.
Yeah.
And the truth is, most of the people that care are the people that are impacted. They're the people that care. It's when your son is 17 and he's on the streets, he's doing this, he's doing that. And the truth is, the people who are impacted are the people that are still local, are still living in a council estate in Bethnal Green and blah, blah, blah. And they're the people that care. And the people that care, are the people that are impacted, are the ones who don't have much money. Truth is, the ones who have money and are in that position to make change and to make things happen, they're not impacted.
It's not on their radar.
They're so there, it's not on their radar, it's not affecting them, and it's not affecting their children.
True.
Therefore, they're not thinking of those ideas. And this is the problem.
That's a quagmire then, bruv. How do we overcome that? Because you're right in a sense.
Do you think we're going to overcome that? Listen, I'm
hoping-
telling you,
I'm
we
hoping
ain't going to overcome that.
Serious, okay.
And what's going to happen is soon, before you know it, because right now, like I said, that box here is getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
I was watching a show and it was like a Muslims Like Us show.
Yeah.
Not in the UK, set abroad.
Australia.
No, this was in Holland.
Okay.
And a Muslim goes into the house. 10 Muslims are in a house, living together. See how they get along, all with different kind of...
They have the exact same show in Britain.
They had the same one here, but I was watching one in Holland.
Yeah.
First Muslim goes in, and I'm sitting with some brothers, because one of the brothers we knew was going in.
Yeah.
All right.
First Muslim enters the house. She's a girl. She's like, hey guys, I'm an influencer. You know, she's not like hijab or nothing. She's got her hair out. She's wearing like kind of revealing clothing.
Yeah.
And she's like, can't wait to get in the house and meet my fellow Muslims. The guys are like, oh my days. Second person goes in the house. Hi, my name's brother. I'm from Egypt. I brought my guitar. I'm a musician. Next Muslim goes in the house.
It's a good start already.
Who wants shisha? I brought my shisha pipe. Next Muslim goes in the house.
Party's ready.
Red hair. I'm a lesbian, gay Muslim.
Shit.
Next Muslim goes in the house. So the brother next to me,
It's getting better and better every time.
No Muslimics.
Nothing.
No practicing.
No, so
Muslims.
then one goes in who's proper practicing. Like you could see.
They
He's
must
got a
have-
miswak in his hand.
Like,
He's got a thobe
and then they goes. The brother next to me said, "I've had enough of this. Why are they showing Muslims like this? Why are they always misrepresenting us? Why don't they put real Muslims in the house so people can really see what we're like? Why do they have to do this bad representation of Islam?" And I said, let me stop you for a second. You see what they're doing? That's not a bad representation of Muslims. That's exactly what we're like. That is actually a spot on version of us.
I said to my brother.
That's us.
No, I said to my brother the other day. I said at a push, I think the Muslim community in the UK at a push is about 10 to 12% practicing.
At a push.
I would say.
When he said 10,
say 3%.
Yeah, when he said 10, I was like, I'll go 5 at a push.
I would say 3%.
No, I'm saying don't commit major sin. Pray the 5 salahs.
At a push.
At a push, yeah.
At a push.
The reality is,
mad.
there might be some that are socially conservative. Many are non-practicing. So even when Britain had the Muslim Like Us show, yeah, I looked at it and I thought, you know what? As cringeworthy and as much as I dislike it, and as much as practicing Muslims want to believe that most of the community,
That's the world, isn't it?
yeah, but that's the reality.
That's the reality.
That's how it works.
And we got to see it as that's really us. If you put 10 in, only one of them's going to be that guy who you, and the other are going to be the influencer,
Everything else,
the shisha person, the musician. This is a true represent. And what the problem is we are too much people's in the box. I said, because you're in a box, you only see your house, your masjid, your local brothers, and you're thinking this is it, and
That's
this is the
community.
dawah, and this is the community. You need to understand the real world and what's going on in the real world. And lots of people don't really realize what's going on in the real world. Like, I'm in the real world. Enough people, when they come to me and they comment on me, brother, I say, bro, I'm in the real world, you know. I'm not in the box that you're in. I'm in the actual real world. I can see what's really going on. You see, when I'm posting on my Instagram, it's different from you posting on yours. You're posting to a box. of Muslim followers who are already understanding 5 daily salah, already understanding this, already understanding that, and you're doing everything in like for that audience, speaking brothers
preaching
and sisters
to the converted.
Your people.
When I'm posting my thing, I've got Premier League football players, I've got people in the music industry with #1 platinum selling albums, I've got people, so my network is totally different, and it's like,
So how do you tailor it then? How do you
so my network's totally different.
How do you
but
tailor your content to accommodate for that kind of followership?
it's about not preaching anything. You never come on my page and see me preaching or trying to teach people about my religion. But what they will see is the way you live, bro. There's something in that. The mannerism, like the conduct. There's something in that. And they know I don't hide my religion. I'm just going Saudi, doing a quick pilgrimage, needed this.
Yeah.
That's it. And they can see it. And then they comment. But then this is the problem. One platinum selling artist sees me in Saudi and comments, I need to come there and pray with you, that looks peaceful.
Yeah.
And that person got a blue tick, and then my Muslim followers comment under his comment because they're thinking, right, look who's commented,
He's ready.
and they start going, no, you can't go with him, you need to be Muslim first. You need to say
Send a voice,
inshallah.
yeah.
Oh, we don't do those emojis.
Send voice notes to the Fatiha.
And then they start hitting him up with bare dawah, and I'm saying, listen, don't spoil my thing, you know. Like, don't spoil like my thing, because now, you know how many of them I've had come to me saying, boy, man, not even comment on your page anymore, because your thing's different. You say one thing on your page that your Muslim fans or your Muslim brothers come at, man, like differently, and they think something that I made them think was beautiful. Like, yeah, your face looks so beautiful, so peaceful, man.
Yeah.
Now they think, well, your face is mad. Yeah. Well, you can't even write on your page. Like, it's mad. They go nuts. Who are they? Like, nothing. That's what they think. And I'm there making excuses, saying, boy, no, it's not like that. They say, nah, bruv. I put one thing on your page, and I'm like, am I allowed to say that on his page? Like, I'm saying, right, how did we become that in a sense where we're meant to be the most welcoming, loving,
embracing
people. I'm saying, how can you get it so wrong? Like,
yeah, it's a proper own goal, isn't it?
How can you get it so? Man, open up the nursery, just throw us all in there. Like, we just need to go back to school, like proper back to basics. Sometimes I think, like, no one's, but there's little things where we're just like, come out of that box, that bubble, and deal with humanity. Do you understand?
I 100%
Real
agree with you, brother.
humans, like
100%, man.
Look, whilst I'm in most and entirely agreement with you, but just to play like the kind of devil's advocate, right? Would you say them zealous Muslims who jump onto Bear Man's posts and like being at haram police and enjoying good
We've all
forbidden
experienced
evil,
it,
yeah,
to some degree or another.
would you appreciate that the reason why some or many Muslims do them kind of things which you just described is to avoid any kind of watered down compromise from the very onset? Because what ends up happening with famous people who become Muslim, that they're given a kind of a green light to kind of do things which are either Islamically questionable or outright wrong.
Well, people would argue that they've entered incorrectly.
Now, for example, Sinead Connor. When Sinead Connor became Muslim, right, it was a massive thing, right? And she sang that adhan, right? And that video, it was a madness because everyone was coming to, why is she singing the shahada? You can't sing the shahada. Why is she saying that?
And there's some people saying that this is super empowering.
Exactly. So the point I'm trying to make is, do you think them kind of haram police, zealous Muslims exist on social media is because they don't want
another one of those situations?
But that's an extreme one-off situation. I don't think we're gonna always get that whole Sinead singing near that, and I get that. Now, don't get me wrong. You see me, I'm not against the haram policing, you know. Like, I'm not one of those brothers that's like, leave us to do what we want. Don't judge us. No. We need policing. Because people go, everyone, like, you can't just be left to your own devices.
There's some policing
required.
required.
You need some policing. And listen, any brother who, and our deen, let's just face the facts, our religion comes with rules. Like it does come with rules.
Spot on, bro.
And there's things that there's wrong and there's right. There's good and there's evil, and we have to try and stay within those rules. I'm definitely not one of them man who's just saying, don't hit me with my rules, let me live how I want to live,
Allah
it's
can
my
judge me,
life,
yeah.
only Allah can judge me. No.
No.
Listen, I want to get to paradise.
Yeah.
So man has to try and stay within these boundaries. And there's nothing wrong with some haram, with some policing
Yeah, and brothers
involved
advising,
and advising. Nothing wrong. Trust me, I
needed,
love
it's needed,
any brother who wants for his brother, good for his brother.
Yeah.
Is a beautiful man.
That's right.
And if you see something within someone that you think they need correcting, it's a nice thing to try and help them. But it has to be sincere. And it has to be from the heart.
Yeah.
And also, if policing that situation within that manner could end up creating a worse situation, then that's when you should leave it and rethink your way of policing the situation.
That's right.
So it's like, if I see, right, you've done something wrong, MB's done something wrong. Let's use me, for example. I don't mind. Let's say I done something wrong. If a man says, MB done something wrong, cool, let me make a video about this.
No, that's my
to advise. No, I have to, because he's done it wrong. He's in the public eye. I need to do
It's
a
a public
video.
thing,
No,
I
wait.
make it public as well.
Yeah, now I'm saying, wait, bro. That public video you're about to make about me, I'm not just anybody.
Yeah.
That's gonna go viral.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not just to help the people. That's to make a big scene.
That's for you as well. Yeah.
Now that's about the hype and the hits and the... You just created a big scene, bro.
It's not advice anymore, yeah.
And it's not advice. And furthermore, you're not... Do you understand? So there's a way of policing. And then if you comment under a post sometimes, are you policing a situation or you're creating fitna? Because now everyone's arguing, arguing back with your comment. So it's just about what's the intentions sincerely.
Yeah.
Is it to help?
100%
I've had enough brothers hit me up like and go, bro, do you know what? I see you post something. I was thinking, boy, you're by the car bar. You're in that there. I wouldn't play with that. Like, you've got to think about this and think about that and da-da-da-da. But I'm just saying, and I could tell the way he's saying it, I don't want to hurt my feelings. He wants to be delicate.
Yeah.
Come from the
I
right
can
place.
see it. I say, bro, I hope you don't take it the wrong way, brother. I still love you for the sake of it. I say, bro, take it the wrong way. You're trying to help me get to paradise. I love you, bro.
Wicked.
I love you. You're allowed to advise me like that.
So you're saying this? You're saying it's more to do with the styles and context of policing,
It's
yeah?
just the way, because we're pushing people away. We're pushing people away. Alright, listen. I'm going to use Mufti Menk as an example that people want help and love help. It's just the way you help. Because you see, Mufti Menk, so many people know and listen to him. Non-Muslims I know. When I post him on my page, they go, I love that guy. Oh my gosh, was you at a speech of his? That guy's amazing. I always watch him online. Now, what do you think it is? You see Mufti Menk, you never see, he seems like he's coming with so much love. It seems like everything comes from a place of love. You think he genuinely wants good for you. That's why he's speaking to you. And that's why he's advising you. You can see the love. It's oozing. Like you can just, and that's why people are reaching and receiving it. And that's why if he does an event, everyone's coming. Even the sisters who don't wear hijab are putting a scarf on that day to go listen to him.
Yeah.
But then there's certain speakers, no, and it's because it looks like and it sounds like it's coming from a place of hate. And we just need to work on that. Don't get me wrong. It's like that's what we need to work on. And that's so we can open it up to a wider audience. And don't get me wrong, some people, like me personally, if I'm listening to a lecture, I need you to scream at me. Like, so there's something for everyone.
Yeah,
I like them hard.
Yeah, like something.
Where I feel like
That's what moves us,
Yeah, something might need harshness,
but we're all in different stages, and it's like school. Not everyone's in nursery, not everyone's in prime, not everyone's in junior. So there's something for everyone. We need those big ulama that are coming to the winter conference screen. We need that because there's brothers that are practicing upon Tawheed and they want to go and get some more knowledge. They need those classes. But then we also need them local people of knowledge, the Yahya Ibrahim that's going to do the local conferences for the families that are at that stage and they want to listen to that. And then we need those young brothers online because there's people that's just online and they just want to learn their whole thing online.
Yeah,
that's right.
So everything's and they're in a different, but you also need the me's.
Like, we need the
it's about we need the me's of the world, like the ones that There's people that are just not even into that field, not even in that world. They're just watching films and chilling. But everyone wants inspiration. Everyone wants to change. Everyone's empty. Everyone's got a sadness, and everyone's looking for something better. But where are they going to find it? That one there is not going to know about the Winter Conference. He's not going to know about those scholars, and he's not going to
He's not searching
understand. Or he's not going to know about that, or he's not going to watch them people. He might come across a me though. So it's the root in. But what I think is important is that none of us, except for the main ones, are trying to teach people the deen. That's it, because that's when it can get messy. Where did you learn that from? Where did you learn that from? I learned it from Muslim. No, I can't teach you that. We're just motivating them to go and learn from the people who really have the knowledge.
You know, you said that obviously one of distinct areas of dawah, your work is to obviously deal with man on road, or man still on the road, trapping, struggling, dealing with many kind of challenges and obstacles that comes with that lifestyle. Yeah. Now, if you look at currently, there's a massive debate going on in the UK about Muslim inmates, right? That there's an overrepresentation of Muslims in prison. That in terms of a demographic, we make up about 5% of the population, but we make up about 10 to 12% of the prison population, right? Now, statistics has also proven that the highest number of conversions to Islam in prisons are black males, right? Why do you think that is such an appeal to predominantly African Caribbean men who are generally raised in Christian households, that in prison that Islam is something that's appealing? Is it something which is genuine, which I don't think we can even pinpoint specific cases, or do you think there's also an element of a hype thing inside prison as well?
Yeah, what are the circumstances that surround that decision for in prison? Statistics show
from people
black men converting to Islam.
Everyone's case will be different.
Sure.
However, I could tell you, because it was known on the streets where I was from in South London, it was like, they called it like the rise of the Muslim boys. That there was a huge number of conversions of the young black males and people of other ethnicities, but it was very dominant with the young black males on these council estates in South London. Was converting rapidly between the year of 2003 to 2006-07. It's like 2001, 2000. It was like, you're a Muslim. I remember in 2002, I said, I'm a Muslim. They go, you're a Muslim? What made you? Is that okay? Like, are you allowed to even be a Muslim? Isn't that for like Asian people or black? It was like, what made you do that? Fast forward 3 years. Oh, you're not another one of those Muslim boys, are you? It was just like,
why did that happen?
Everyone shifted. Because, and what I believe it is
would you say certain top boys that were part of old crews became Muslim?
Allah is the most wise, isn't it? So it's like, I could see that it was definitely more influential people that was taking Shahada first, leaders. And it's not just more top boy, it was those who knew how to articulate well. So when I'm going back to my area, the way I explain a story to a group of people, it lands. Whereas another man might not be able to explain it the same. We're all skilled in different areas. But the main thing is, and Hidayah is from Allah, guidance from Allah, the main thing is, this religion is the truth. It's the haqq. It's the truth. And when the truth is presented in front of you, it's hard to deny it. So what it is from that period, when you're in that kind of world and lifestyle, you're searching for something. You're searching. So your glass is empty and you're looking for something to fill it. You're searching. So in your time of searching, something comes to you, which is the truth. And it looks like you're looking at a person. I remember someone said to me, you're glowing, bro. Like, you're glowing, bro. What is, like, since you became Muslim. And this is a man sitting there with his spliff in his hand. Probably stressed. So imagine you got your spliff and you're just chilling on a normal, but you're seeing this guy and you're saying, bro, you're glowing. You want that glow. That's the truth. Man just wants a piece of that glow. Like, what is it you've got? Like, I want some of that glow. So a man just start asking, what is it like? What are you reading? Like, what are you doing now with yourself?
How you getting that glow?
And it's just like, You know what? We was distributing. We had a CD, "Purpose of Life" by Khalid Yassine.
Oh, love classic.
Listen,
the
I would
greatest
just say
things
to a
made.
man,
Classic.
1 second, let me go to my
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Bam.
Classic.
I get the CD, "Purpose of Life." I
a
say,
life
listen
changer.
to that, my bro.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
For real, for real.
Listen to that. And he'll go, yeah, alright, I'm gonna listen to that. And a man's gonna go smoke his weed
Yeah.
and put on Khalid Yassine. What is the purpose of your life?
That's right.
Are you just living to celebrate your birth? And he's listening to it going, wow, this is, and that's
life.
that was hitting them. And this is what we need. Them man was hitting points. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, man, show me a CD that hits like that. Now, even a man saying today they want to convert, I'm having to go back to the purpose.
100%.
Why? We've evolved. You just said music, grime, look how it is. It's high now. Everyone's evolved. Netflix went around then. Everything's changed and evolved. Why am I still going back to Purpose of Life? Where's the new? Where's the new? Like, I'm meant to be saying, watch this film, watch this DVD, watch that. Now, I'm meant to have, man's converting what was on cassette tape into CD now.
But Khalid
But the
Yassine's
audio-
Purpose of Life was big though.
It was
bruv.
big, but I'm saying, and it was sick. That helped
Him,
me.
Sheikh Faiz, that was
That
a big...
helped me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm saying, when did we evolve? Like, when did we?
That's
What's
right.
the? Where's the new stuff?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What am I saying to a man now? Someone, I was on the phone before I come in here. You saw me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what a man said to me? I need you to give this person some of the CDs and the YouTube links of what to watch because they're Muslim but they don't know nothing. So I'm saying, don't worry. I'm thinking in my head, all right, Purpose of Life.
Yeah.
But women talk, where's the... But if there is, tell me. Comment it below, whatever. I want to know, but why are we still going back? So then, I'm giving that man Purpose of Life. He's listening to it. And when you listen to it, bro, you can't argue.
Yeah.
And when a guy in jail, they all go in jail. That's a low part of your life, you know. You're sitting in prison. You know how low you are. Everyone acts bad. Everyone acts bravado. Yeah, I've got it. Bam, 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 man's this, that. The truth is, we're all human. We all bleed. We all need to breathe. Like, we're all human.
That's right.
So when man's alone in that cell, man is just a normal human being still. And the truth is, reality kicks in. You still miss your mum. You still miss, like, the small things, like being able to open your fridge and go to the sweet shop. You feel alone and you feel low and you feel like some sort of loss. So when you see the never man in the prison and he's got something, he's got that glow and he's got that inner peace. You know, like Ibn Taymiyyah, there was a book, Letters from Prison, where he says it doesn't matter where we are. They could banish me to another country. They just gave me hijrah. They could imprison me. This dunya's a prison for the believers anyway. I do vikr.
And you can kill me and I become a
you
martyr.
can kill me. I'll become a... So the Muslim is walking with the stories of the Sahabas and the great sheikhs, so where they know this is just dunya. And you see that glow in them. So them non-Muslims are walking around the prison. I believe they're looking at Muslims and they're saying, listen, what have you got? I need some of that. I need some of that. And then when they read about it or they learn about it, they know it's the truth. When the truth's presented in front of you, you can't ignore it. And obviously, there is going to be a few cases where you're going to say, but them man are Muslims. They look like they are running the show. I want to join because of that. A man would join for many different reasons, but is that bad? Because you know, like, it might just be. I remember one sheikh was telling a story. That's how it might start. Or one person joined just because of the hygiene, or one person might join just because of that. But then
unity,
once you're in, they say once you're in, like someone said to me, "Are you just like?" I remember someone commented once. It's weird, you know. Comments are weird. Someone said, "You're just a fake Muslim. You're just in it for the fame." And I said, raw.
Fame comes with being Muslim.
I said, raw. I kind of like, if you think this is fame, then you don't even know what fame is. Number one. Number two, fake Muslim. I said, you couldn't pay me enough in this life to break my sleep every day because I have to go and pray. To tell me everything. I can't even just pick up the sweets in the shop anymore and eat them. I can't even walk in my house with any foot. I have to do this, I have to do that. I can't have this, I can't have that. I'm not allowed to just go out and celebrate and do this and that. All of that, faking. There's no money in this dunya that can pay me to fake that. It can't. Well, does the man think this is easy?
Yeah.
Do you think this deed is easy? Unless you're not doing it, then.
Of course, exactly.
What? There's nothing.
Why would you fake something like that?
Only the belief in Allah and the hope of getting Jannah after we die is
Inshallah.
gonna make man do all of these things.
Right.
I was in Hajj with 2 pieces of white cloth with strangers laying in a tent.
Struggling.
You fake that?
Sweating, struggling.
Sweating.
For what?
Walking around. I would rather go LA
Yeah.
and chill out. What? Like, do you understand? So some people, I know, no matter what you do to get in, this deen ain't like, if it ain't in your heart, you're walking straight back out. So they might have come in because they faked it, or they just wanted to join the hype, or they just was attracted to this or that. But once you're in, this deen is not a joke. And they will learn, like, do you know what? I love this. I love this. I found peace in this. And this gives me that contentment of knowing now my purpose of life and what happens after I die and leave this life.
Over the years, bringing the podcast to a kind of a close, over the years when you spoke about that kind of massive spike in black males becoming Muslim, especially prominent guys who can articulate themselves, etc. What was the response from your experience and observations from the African Caribbean community to many of their sons and nephews coming out as Muslims, as Christians? Did you ever observe any kind of antagonisms?
I think it was different for everyone. As again, every household's different. Some household saw a positive change. There was a lot of positive change within their kids.
Community chitter chatter. You know, every community has a chitter chatter.
Yeah, but at first, in my community, there was a fair there.
Yeah.
That's why I said first it was weird when we see us coming out with the beards and like they were scared, like in South, like because there was a little bit of fear, like, and that's because of how the Muslims are also portrayed in the media.
Yeah, like terrorism.
So the
extremism,
Muslims are
violence,
already scary to communities,
Yeah.
and then to see these street boys and now join them, there was a bit of fear.
It's a bit of a mad mix.
There was a bit of fear. I admit it was a bit of a mad mix.
Yeah.
Like I
like a
remember
dream team.
sometimes once the police arrested me, but they blocked off the whole road, and they came like even me. I come out my house and it was like, hey, get free, get out of there.
Oh, please.
And I'm seeing guns everywhere, like on the roof, round the back, and I'm saying, oh. After I got arrested, get down, put your hands up. I'm saying, you're saying put your hands up, you're saying get down, this is mad, and everyone's got guns. When they've arrested me, and they took me in the car, and it's just a convoy, and I was thinking, you blocked off the road to do this. I remember asking them, why do you not come so heavy today? Like, I remember getting arrested just on the normal, like, what was that? And they're saying, like,
Your name's Muslim now.
basically it was the link to whatever
some group or something.
you're known as already as street boys,
Yeah.
and now they believe in your link to, because they were just
radical groups.
Yeah,
and they're Muslim now, and
Yeah, yeah.
so I was just like, I'm just a normal brother, like. But there was that whole extra, but then at the same time,
Do you think African Caribbean communities have now accepted that there will always be a portion of black males that will come out of prison Muslim now? Is it something that's just they've accepted it now that they will?
I think
Because it's still on the rise.
I think
it hasn't stopped. It's still on the rise.
I think Muslim is just Islam in general in itself is the fastest growing religion. I think people of all races are just converting. When I was in Kuwait, every other day a white male was coming to our institute to convert.
Wow.
So I think people.
So the highest number, the biggest group of ethnic converts are white females in the UK.
Yeah.
In prison, it's black males, right? And that appeal is still there, and that's still on the rise. Has African Caribbean communities? What one basically said is, do you think they've kind of used that initially? There was like a fear. Do you think that's still there, or is it kind of?
No, I'm saying I don't think there was overall just a fear.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the responses.
Okay,
So
cool.
there was many different responses. I think some people was more like, wow, these street kids are becoming Muslim. There was fear there. Some people had the reaction, that's really good. That's going to keep them off the streets.
Wicked,
Before
cool.
they were doing that,
Some
now they're all
mixed
going
reactions.
and praying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? There's mixed reactions. And then some people are thinking, everyone's thinking something different. And I think the same with, I think now just generally, there's so much conversions. You're not surprised when anyone comes out of prison and say they converted to Islam, because Islam is a religion that anyone who searches for the truth ends up turning Muslim. I believe every other religion, you're born, you inherit. So if you're a Jew, you were just you was inherit it was all inheritance. You never search for that truth. You just inherited that as your truth.
And you carry on, yeah.
But if you search for truth, you will always go to Islam. Because that's the truth.
Spot on.
So anyone who goes to prison is in a low and they're searching for something. And they're more than likely come out as a Muslim. But I didn't convert. I wouldn't put out there. I didn't convert in no prison. I wasn't at a low in my life. I was at a high. I was at a highest when everything was going right. I'd been doing films. I was like getting known. I'm on TV.
And that's rare.
Like, I was at that high. But the difference is I started my life on a low where I was searching for high. And I thought I'd find it in money and materials. So when I got the materials and I got that fame, I made it on TV and everything. And I didn't find the inner peace that I was looking for. It was at that point that I started saying, well, what is the true purpose of life? Then if this ain't, and that's when I found Islam. So I ended up converting at my peak more, which was more probably dawah for the people around me. Because they're saying, rah, now he's known, he's on TV, that's the guy that's doing this. He was MCing in all the clubs, he was known, but he became Muslim. So it was common news. And his people from his set, they're all becoming Muslims. So everyone knows us. And it makes them intrigued and wanted to know more.
Mad. So now concluding on the podcast, brother, yeah? There's a massive debate which you said that you're not really aware of, but I'm going to put it out there anyway, right?
Yeah.
With non-black ulama trying to address issues that are affecting different communities, right? So for example, it's not unheard of to hear these days, I don't entirely agree with it, but that, you know, in Asian areas, sexual grooming khutbahs.
Yeah.
In it, like
trying to address basically hot topics
that
are relevant to the main community of that area.
Yeah, so like up north in the Midlands, it's a common thing now, or it was at least periodically whenever there's a big case.
What they're talking about at khutbahs?
Yeah, like khatibs will come out, look, fix up, you know, you shouldn't be grooming. First of all, you shouldn't even be committing zina, but then it shouldn't be racialized and targeted towards white girls because white girls ain't easy skin, ain't easy. So
we need to do something about this as responsible Muslims in our community.
Yeah.
There's people from our community who are doing these things. They're grooming young white girls.
I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is because I think sexual predatory behavior transcends races. It happens in all communities, right? Now, where there's obviously high-profile cases of Asian Muslim gangs doing that, I think it's been politicized to target and demonize Islam and Muslims. But that aside, you do have scholars and khatibs talking about certain topics relevant and respective racial communities. When it comes to the black community, right? And non-black scholars try addressing certain issues. Like I mentioned a scholar to you, I'm not going to mention him by name, but I'm off camera, I mentioned him to you. When he was speaking about Black Lives Matter, he mentioned that, look guys, you know, this whole issue about police brutality in America with the black community. Hey, look man, the issue starts at home, right? There's a fundamental issue with black families and their makeups at home. Another scholar, prominent Canadian scholar, who's of Somalian heritage, he came and gave a khutbah and he said that, look, most black people don't know their fathers, yeah, and that most black people, they've come from zina. He apologized for this, by the way, yeah. Madness, yeah. The point is, and I wanna bring the podcast to a close with this topic. How do non-black scholars address issues pertaining to the black community?
And you know what? I would extend that further just to make it more simple and to clarify that it comes from a place of sincerity, really.
100%.
Which is, how do Muslims address matters in other communities that are not the same as theirs? So, for example, how would an Asian Muslim try to help his brother who's not Asian about a matter that may involve the black community, white community, Romanian community, Bengali community, whatever it is, because at the end, as a Muslim, you just want to help other Muslims because it comes from a good.
Like with Asian,
no Arab is better than a non-Arab, etc., etc.
But for example, amongst Asians, it's a big thing that you have problem with in-laws, or that you live in a particular family setup where everyone's involved in the decision-making process.
You always marry your first cousin.
You marry cousins and arrange marriages. So we've got our Asians have their own respective cultural issues, and non-Asian scholars have addressed those things. You know what I mean? In fact, I would say a lot of white ulama and du'at, they're always bashing Asian communities about some of our mad regressive practices.
Backwardness,
yeah. How does non-black ulama and du'at, how do they address certain socioeconomic issues within black communities without coming across as judgmental or racist themselves?
I think that is, there's two ways of looking at that. Is like generally in any job, any field, once you put yourself in a position of being in the like, it's like, that's why celebrities have media training, and anyone who's gonna take the podium and be outspoken now to a set group of people has to take into consideration, like, they can't just speak, they have to have some sort of filter. And they have to know what's offensive and what's not offensive, or the stage is not for you.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's how it is. It's like, you've seen many times, it comes in with pundits in football. Like, a man's slip of the tongue, he ain't a pundit no more. That is not allowed. You can't just slip the tongue and say things that might be deemed as offensive to a certain set of people. You have to kind of, so when you're taking, there's not every job's for everyone. Like, some people say, that's not for me. Speaking to audiences, it's not for me. I ain't got no filter. I wouldn't know how to, I might say something wrong, or I might offend people. So anyone who's taking that position to, like, say, I'm going to be the one who addresses people, needs to know what responsibilities come with that position. And if you are going to address people and issues that are of people of a different race, and that, then you need to know how to address it then without being offensive. That's a personal thing. You need to know what you need to do your own research as a speaker and know what you should say and what you shouldn't say
about that respected community.
Anyone who, or don't take that stand and don't take that podium, or take the backlash that comes with it. Say I'm a speaker that don't care, and say, and I don't care, you can say what you want about me or whatever, but understand this. And the same with any race. But at the same time, correct me if I'm wrong, when there is a people like in the times of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if they was saying, go to these people, he would say, it's not just about who's the most knowledgeable. He might say, you go and speak with them, because you speak in their language which they understand.
That's right. Send the best person.
Send the best person fit for each. So this is why I say we need people. Not everything not everything's for everyone. We need certain people dealing with certain affairs and other people dealing with other matters.
But I find it problematic, Bilal. You know, if we start letting only white Muslims discuss white issues, and Asian Muslims discuss Asian issues, and blacks discuss black issues, and Arabs address them, but we're Ummatul Wahid.
I don't think like that.
No, you're talking about as a skill.
As a skill, as a skill.
As in what? As in knowing what?
And there could be open conversations, like where there's panels of speakers in certain places where you got different. It doesn't have to just be only you speak to that. Because then we're segregating.
That's right.
But it's the people who know how to. But at the same time, another thing that I think we have a problem is we address issues too much, in a sense which is good, but we got to think if the intention is to actually change the issue, change the problem, then addressing the issue is not going to always be the solution. Because you could tell me the issue is the young boy, let's say for example, too much carrying knives, too much listening to that kind of music, too much doing that. Let's do a talk about the knife. Let's do a talk about the music. Let's do a talk about the grooming. Let's do a talk about that. Talk about that issue. That's not necessarily going to help the situation, because the truth is, no matter what you scream at me about what I'm doing, depending on what kind of mental state I'm in is what effect it has on me. So usually if you talk to me about, say I carry a gun on me, and you're talking to me about this gun, and you're saying to me, bro, you can't carry it, you might end up in jail, you might this, you know, like if you kill one person, you could be responsible for killing the whole of humanity, blah blah blah. That's just falling on deaf ears right now, because I'm just feeling like, listen, you don't live my life and you don't know what I'm going through. I need this. All right, cool, bro, I hear what you're saying. Bam, get outside. What's going on? I need to come pick it. Now, you see, if you don't talk to me about nothing to do with the gun, but you talk to me about Allah, my creator, and you talk to me about why I was created, and you just build up my iman. You've built up my iman to where I feel like I need to pray, and you've made my iman rise. I leave the room and I go, I don't even want to carry this no more. Because my iman's high.
You're thinking
And
different.
when your iman's high, you think different.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Instead of just tackling, addressing issues, it's falling on dead ears. We got to deal with the iman. People need uplifting.
Spiritual issue.
We need uplifting.
Yeah.
People need uplifting, because if we just hit people with the rules, it don't really work. You could tell a young boy and his girl, that's zina. Don't do that. Da, 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 da. What's zina to them? Like, they're not, like I say, fair Allah as he ought to be fed. Like, they ain't got that. That don't penetrate. The conscience don't kick in.
Yeah.
You know, you
They're
read
not at
about
that
the
stage
heart.
yet.
They're not at that stage where the heart is like, you know, there's a stage where your heart's got so many black spots that it's come completely black now that you can do haram and your conscience don't even kick in.
Yeah.
It doesn't even, they're there.
That's right.
When you're in that stage of the heart is not so dead where when you do a sin and you do wrong, you're like, oh, what have I done? That's but we need to get them at that level. So we need to build up their iman and their faith, so that when you do tell them something and we do speak, and that's what it is. I feel like, number one, we need to speak to the people in the language they understand. Number two, the way we speak to them can't just be addressing topics. Don't free mix, don't do this, don't do that. It needs to be building up the iman, dealing with the faith. And then rather than just hitting, addressing that, addressing this, addressing that. That's what I think.
Address more root spiritual causes,
Yeah.
as opposed to just symptoms.
Look, man was telling me to stop doing music for years. I said, bro, are you going to pay my bills? Like, that's all I was thinking. A man saying, man's going to blow out your studio. Like, I said, all right, cool. I dare you. They're getting even more ignorant. It's haram, bro. I don't want to hear it. Show me where do you see it says haram. I don't want it. Like, that is ignorant.
Yeah.
Then I gone to do itikaf in the mosque. It's silent. 10 days in the masjid, praying and reading. No friends doing wrestling, proper itikaf, just reading and praying for 10 days. I tried to talk to one of the other young brothers that was doing it. Uncle came and said, it's itikaf, no speaking. If you want to speak, go out. I was like, right, just reading and praying. You see, after those 10 days, when I come out and I jumped in the car, someone's picked me up from the masjid and they put on the music. The music sounded wrong. It didn't sound right. It was too, I was just like, whoa, turn that down. Do you know where
Especially if it's one of them ones as well.
do you know where I just come from? I just been in the masjid for 10 days, like listening to Quran every day and praying. That just feels wrong right now.
But it was on Heart FM.
And then you see what it is. Then you got to realize, you see, the heart is so like filled with goodness right now, and Quran is rejecting them things naturally. But man was telling, and that was it. My heart, that was the day I said, I'm not even making no more music. I'm done. But all of those times when man was telling me to stop,
About the rulings.
I ain't stopping. Man was trying to throw rules at me and I'm saying, forget all of that, bro.
And you locked it off on that days after itikaf.
But after itikaf, I cut it off. No one told me to. My heart. And that's when it's organic. And that's why I never went back to making music. Ever. If a man told me to stop and I said, all right, I'll stop. 2 years later, I might have started again. It never come from within.
It wasn't from you, yeah.
It weren't from me. It wasn't organic. Them changes need to be organic. You can't tell a girl, put on the hijab. What are you doing trying to look like Beyonce? Wear hijab. All right, I'm going to wear it. She's not wearing it it's for you. Don't let her do it for you. It's got to come from within. Build up that person's iman and faith and let them go and make the decision, the right decision, from a sincere place. And because things that come easy, they go easy. When it comes from sincerity, it comes from within. That is locked. That's the foundation. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I could see the brothers who converted and they done it just for the hype, and 2 years later they're back on the road. They're not doing it. And then you can see the ones who came in after research and really felt like, this day I'm ready, I want to take my shahada. It's nearly 20 years now, we're still there. You understand? It's been a battle, a struggle, but we're still there. Never left them 5 daily prayers. Ever. Since that day I took my shahada in 2002. Never left them 5 daily prayers. Never skipped a Ramadan or I'm going to skip this. I'm not going to do it. No. And that foundation comes from that sincerity. Obviously, no one's perfect. We're going to all but that. And that's what is needed, I think.
Alhamdulillah. Bilal, respect for that, brother. Enough love. It's an honour having you on, B. Real honour, bruv.
Yeah, pleasure.
And, you know, with all the Blood Brothers podcasts, we tell or offer our guests 3 things.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't give you that. Did you get me that?
Yeah, I did.
And that was a wedding present, so you can't have none of that. So what we do is, we offer our guests 3 challenges.
Yeah.
and it's entirely up to you. But you have to do one of them. You know what I mean? If you said no, you'd be the first guest to say no. So please don't.
He's not going to reject us like that, is
So
he?
obviously, option number 1, you have to give one of us an arm wrestle. Option number 2, you have to give one of us a thumb war. And option number 3, being Bengalis, you may have to try a delicacy called pan and shipari.
We do fun more.
Thumb war.
I'm not trying anything.
Yeah.
It's
Wait,
halal.
let me smell it first.
It's halal. It's halal.
It's
It's
halal.
nuts and leaf.
It's nuts and leaf, man.
How much of it do I have to try?
A little bit.
As much as you like.
Why is it a part of the challenge? Is there something about
Because
it? Is it spicy?
it's from our culture
It's
and
from
it's
our
something.
culture, so it's bitter.
Alright.
It's bit. No, I have to get ready for you, man. You
No,
can't
no,
just have it like that.
we'll
We'll
put it
get
together.
ready for you.
I've started mine.
There's
now.
a method. It's a
Right, let me
method.
get it. So Bangladeshis and Pakistanis and Indians have this thing called pan, yeah? So it's a leaf. There is a haram version of this, but this isn't it, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's sweet and it's bitter. So that's
Oh,
why
I have to eat the leaf as well.
you just chew
Yeah,
it.
it's edible. All of it's edible and it could be swallowed. All of
You
that.
chew it.
Well, this what I'm working with right now is all right.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Then it's gonna get better then.
Then try this. You've been Pakistan. I'm surprised no one offered this to you. Pakistan.
Bismillah. Don't even make Toba afterwards if you get a bit crunk. It's all good.
The leaf spoiling it, to be fair.
Is it? Yeah, but that's what makes it organic.
Yeah, no.
You don't like it? No.
We'll make you another coffee afterwards.
We'll give you enough love for that. It was an honor having you
This
on.
ain't gonna work.
Have my water.
What is there for that?
Cut the camera so I can just do what I need to do.
Cameras, where's the bin? Is there a bin
The
here?
bin's here. Don't worry.
You know, you need to spit it out, innit?
What?
Talk us through your experience at the moment. What are you feeling at the moment?
important part of the podcast.
Is it how's it feeling? Is it spicy? Is it bitter? Is it both?
Last thinking.
Who's voluntarily eating this?
An entire nation.
An entire nation.
An entire nation of over 200 million people potentially.
Well, this guy, yeah, I want a bit of that.
Watching it, bro.
Yeah.
I want a bit of that leaf.
It's
and
right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That leaf and beetle nut.
She's breaking bare hearts right about now.
That's mad. That's mad. I don't know.
Will you try it ever again?
Mad. No.
Now, do you know what it is? To be fair, Dilly set you up. There was a key ingredient that he missed out today.
What was that key ingredient?
Crushed rose petal.
But
Jumon Bahar.
it was there, look.
Nah, you gave it. You were moving tight with that. Trust
Look.
me. No, it's not good enough.
Anyway, listen. It is what it is. At least Belal said you can try it. He's
That's
tried
right.
bar
That's
now.
right.
You know what? The aftertaste is better than the taste.
Yeah, that's the rose petal.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. It tastes kind of fruity.
Yeah. He should have blessed you with more of that, but he was tight on that.
Yeah.
It was an honor, man. Honestly,
Real
wallahi,
pleasure,
it
bro.
was wicked having you on, B. Brothers and sisters, and that is all for today. When you get this video, subscribe to the 5 Pillars YouTube channel. For our listeners and viewers from North America, subscribe to the Mad Mumlux channel. Like this video, leave a comment, share the video. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And watch Khalid Yassin's Purpose of Life.
Blood Brothers Podcast. 5 Pillars of Mad Monolith Production.